What's going on, guys? Happy Tuesday. Wanted to quickly show you a position that I just opened and I plan to add more to if direction becomes favorable. I wanted to show you that not every trade right off the bat goes exactly according to plan, and I might have to actually manage risk on this one. I'm down about $1,000 on Tesla. I plan to be up about $4,000 to $5,000 if it just goes back down to pre-market support. I plan to add more once it actually breaks support and begins to actively sell off. But for now, this is where I'm at as of right now. I just wanted to show you the good and the bad when it comes down to trading. Now, this was one of the trades that I took within my LPP live trading session today. I told them my whole game plan. I think Tesla's overbought. The reason that Tesla gapped up more than the average stock is that because Elon Musk says that he plans to spend 24/7 back at work, or back to spending 24/7 at work, super focused on Tesla. We all knew that Elon was going to come back, right? So I think that this is all bullshit news. I think that Tesla's just going to run up because it's hype driven. And then once market begins to correct themselves, if it does, which again, it does not have to, if it breaks that support and begins to retrace, then I'll add more to the short and then make money as Tesla sells off. But again, I want to show you the good and the bad when it comes down to the trades. The thing that I also wanted to quickly talk about is, a lot of people are scratching their head. A lot of people that are invested in MSTR, which is MicroStrategy or strategy, why is this thing not performing well? MicroStrategy is the Bitcoin. It was the company that just buys Bitcoin. It went from highs of $543 down to lows of $200, losing over 50% of its value, back up to $400, and it looks like it's in its early stages, headed back down. I want to share with you, in my opinion, again, I've said it before, I think MSTR is a Ponzi loop. I think it's an absolute worthless company, and I think the more that you learn about Michael Saylor, the more that it solidifies he's truly just taking advantage of the investors that invest in MicroStrategy. He dilutes them, and then he goes and buys Bitcoin. There was a conference, and he got asked a very simple question. When do you plan to show the actual reserves that you hold in Bitcoin? Believe it or not, it is not valid. It has not been proven that MicroStrategy actually owns this Bitcoin. It's just based off of when they say that they buy, they just announce that they buy, and we just believe them. A lot of people don't want to believe this because when they buy, Bitcoin price doesn't continue to go up, right? You would think if someone's buying $1 or $2 billion worth of Bitcoin, that would drive the price up somewhat, right? But that has not been the case. Nonetheless, MicroStrategy is a public company, and it's insane to me. Here, let me just have you listen to it, and then I'll have some comments at the end.
Does Strategy have any plans to publish their on-chain proof of reserves?
Yeah, proof of reserve is an interesting thing. Let me make the following point. A lot of people learn stuff from FTX and Mt. Gox, but I'm not sure they learned the things that the institutional community needs to learn going forward. The current conventional way to publish proof of reserves is an insecure proof of reserves. It actually dilutes the security of the issuer, the custodians, the exchanges, and the investors. It's not a good idea. It's a bad idea. It's like publishing the address and the bank accounts of all your kids and your phone numbers of all your kids, and then thinking somehow that makes your family better. It doesn't make your family better. So no institutional grade or enterprise security analyst would think it's a good idea to publish all of the wallet addresses such that you can be traced back and forth and every future transaction can be traced. I would say go to AI, put it in deep think mode, and then ask it.
And then he goes into a tangent and says, go ask AI and see what it tells you. It'll write you a book on why there's a security risk. The thing is he tried to give an example of, okay, well, do you think it's a good idea if we were to, release all the bank statements and phone numbers and contact info of families? Well, families are not publicly traded companies. Strategy is. Strategy is a publicly traded company that buys Bitcoin. How is this not just common sense, where even if you don't want to show it, maybe a third-party auditor will come on in and validate that you actually have these $40 billion worth of Bitcoin? Because if not, then again, when or what, how will we figure this out? And the part that baffles me about all of this is that isn't MicroStrategy or the whole idea of investing in Bitcoin, and because it's, the future, isn't one of the big values is that it's so secure. So now you're saying that, well, you don't think it's a good idea because of the possible risk of security by other people having your wallets. Well, that's the whole point of having Bitcoin, is that everyone can see every transaction. Let's say that our government were to use Bitcoin, we would have their wallet. Excuse me, I just ate a waffle and I'm choking on it. So, but that's the whole point of this, is that I thought the value of Bitcoin was that it was extremely safe, it was secure, and it was transparent. But now you're saying you don't want to be transparent, you don't believe in like the security behind it, and that it would add an extra layer of risk to the holders because you would disclose the wallet. This is the part that's just laughable about all of this, is that every value piece that is derived behind Bitcoin is now a concern for Michael Saylor, who's the biggest individual Bitcoin holder in the world, but yet hasn't proven that he actually carries those $40 billion worth of Bitcoin. And again, this is not a private individual. This is a publicly traded company. So therefore, should they not disclose that they actually carry $40 billion on their balance sheet when it comes down to what they carry in Bitcoin? Just my 2 cents. I think that there's a direct reason on why people are refusing or lacking to believe or to continue to believe Michael Saylor. It is a fact that investors are continuously getting diluted. That is why Bitcoin is nearly at all-time highs, and MicroStrategy, if we look at previous all-time highs of $543 per share to where we're currently at, MicroStrategy is down over 30%. Why is Bitcoin at all-time highs, yet MicroStrategy can't even break above $400 per share and hold above that? Again, people are losing confidence. Everyone knows investors are getting diluted. He continues to do more share offerings, which means that he creates shares out of nothing, and every current and active investor continues to get diluted. There's nothing wrong with trading MicroStrategy. If you bought at the lows of 200 and you rode it all the way up to 400, amazing. Do your part in getting in, getting out, making that money in balance. You can make money trading any shitcoin out there. That doesn't mean that the company is valuable. We all know that. There's a difference between a trade and an investment. And please, just be aware of the red flags. He doesn't want to show that they actually carry $40 billion in Bitcoin. Why? Would that not solidify the company? He doesn't believe in the security, but yet that's one of the value pieces of Bitcoin. So many red flags that continue to present themselves with strategy, yet people continue to fall for it. But again, at the end of the day, if you think strategy is such a good deal, put your money where your mouth is and double down, right? Feel free to buy more at $370, at $400, because some people expect this thing is going to be $1 trillion company. Yet, if you actually look into the financials of MicroStrategy, it's a company that actually loses hundreds of millions of dollars every single year. That's not an opinion, that's a fact. And if that bothers you, then again, that's your own problem. So always happy to share the good and the bad news. As of right now, again, openly shorting Tesla, looking for the break of support of 354. If we do get that break, I'll probably double my short position on Tesla, and I'll keep you guys up to date if you're part of my LPP team. So again, second link in the description down below. I trade live every single morning. If you want to see all of my good trades, all of my bad trades, it's just the raw live session. It's great for beginners, for them to be able to see what it's actually like to trade in the market. So again, if you want to learn more about it, second link in the description down below. There's a discount link in there for you that will save you money so you can join LPP. And again, watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow. It is a one-time payment, lifetime access, and you also get access to the A to Z video lesson library that's designed for complete beginners. I appreciate your time, and like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.